So this is one of those weapons that I think got leaked quite early on in, I don't know, some data mine thing that happened. Where there was like, I think, an Arca Plasmor. I think there was a Tetra one also. So this was like a weapon that I was kind of looking forward to already, because I was like, oh, there's a new Arca Plasmor coming out. That would be nice to see. Which actually, now I remember, there was like another Ferox also that's coming out. Maybe that's like a future Corpus Lich weapon, whatever that is. But this was definitely a weapon, when I finally saw it, I was like, yeah, I gotta get that, because, I loved the normal Arca Plasmor. Everybody loves the normal Arca Plasmor. It was just such a good weapon to use. Like probably I used that weapon like every single time. It was such a fun shotgun to use, but I didn't really know how this was going to turn out to be, because Arca Plasmor wasn't a bad weapon, but I think the scaling, it didn't really work as well as, I don't know, other shotguns. I feel like maybe now you can kind of make it a little bit better with the new mods, or maybe some other stuff you could do with it, but most of the time it was just a weapon to use on like a weapon to use on like enemies that were like kind of not that high level. But with this weapon, with the Tenet version of it, I guess it has definitely made it like a very good, and I might say even probably the most fun contender when it comes to that, best shotgun in the game, because this thing is such a fun to run around with. At least the build that I have on is such a fun to run around with. And yeah, so let's just actually quickly hop in the build really quick. So from the normal Arca Plasmor, this has, I think, a bit more status, a little bit more damage. I think, a bit more damage actually. It only says 160, but it usually just scales up higher with damage mods and shit. And also a bit better crit multiplier, which I guess is good, and a little bit more range also. But it is a little slower, I think, fire rate, but that doesn't really matter because of the build that I have on. And the build is actually kind of not similar to the Heck one. We have Galvanized Hell, of course. We got to put that on. Prime Ravage, Prime Point Blank, Prime Shard Shell, Toxic Barge, Galvanized Savvy, which I know a lot of people saying that for some reason like status ones don't work, or like the status mods aren't working, or something like that. For me, I think they work. But, if it doesn't work for you, or do you think the Galvanized Savvy mods don't work, I guess you could put Prime Chill and Grasp in there, but I'm not sure. But the other mod you might be thinking of that I'm running is Critical Deacceleration. Now, somebody pointed out to me in one of my videos comments that the crit mod, I'm not sure if it's I haven't checked the rifle one yet, but the Critical Deacceleration mod has been buffed to 200% crit chance, which is insane, because I think Blunderbuss only gives you like 90%, so you can actually get a lot more crit chance on your shotguns now. I mean, yes, you're gonna have to lose a little bit of, fire rate, but you could probably deal with that. And that's why the reason I have shotgun spaz on here too, because just fire rate, because it also already fires a lot slower, so you're gonna have to put shotgun spaz. But this is definitely a fun build, and also if you want to run viral, I guess, because shotguns have 2 prime mods, elemental mods, so I guess if you want to run viral, you can put in the Prime Chill Grasp instead of Prime Shard Shell, depending on whatever you want to use. But yeah, that's pretty much the build. But yeah, the Critical Deacceleration mod is, I think, a good alternative if you don't really want to use Blunderbuss. So in testing, as usual, the weapon does amazing damage. Now, there's another thing that I have noticed. I'm pretty sure this is not on the regular Arca Plasmor, but the Tenet Arca Plasmor has a thing. I guess it's like a special thing only for this version of it, where the projectile, when it explodes, actually, if it like touches the surface, it actually like shoots out another projectile out of it. So that's why you see me here like shooting the heavy gunner's legs, because I'm trying to get the projectile to explode on their feet, and then it bounces up, so the projectile that bounces out of that shit hits them too. So it's kind of like trying to do double damage or something. I mean, it works, I guess, sometimes. I'm not sure. I mean, I've done it with just trying to get headshots and just trying to kill them with the other projectile too. But yeah, that is a thing with this weapon, that if you actually shoot a surface, for some reason it shoots out another projectile out of it, which actually travels a lot faster than the regular projectile that you shoot. So that's why if you see me like shooting at the ground or at enemies, that's why I'm doing it, because I want the projectile. And that also, I think that projectile also can hit like multiple enemies, so that's another thing. But I just usually use it that way, the weapon, like the Arca Plasmor. For me, that's just like a lot more fun to just shoot at enemies feet. You want to kind of shoot a little ahead of their feet, so the projectile explodes on their feet and then it bounces and tries to get a headshot, maybe something like that. I don't know, but yeah, the bouncing projectile thing is, I'm pretty sure, only on the Tenet version. I'm pretty sure it's not on the Arca Plasmor, the normal one, because I did test it out. But maybe it is. I'm not sure. It's probably not. It's definitely not. But yeah. But if you want to just do regular headshots, you can do those too. That's all right. But probably the most fun thing for me has got to be just shooting enemies at their feet and then like getting that other projectile hitting multiple enemies. So yeah, that's why I've been shooting at enemies' feet. I don't know. Did I say feet a lot? I think I might have. Now, I'm not sure if the projectile that ricochets off of surfaces is like does more damage or something. I don't, probably doesn't do more damage, but I feel like the way, if you can angle it correctly, it seems to me that probably just shooting at the ground and trying to get enemies in a way that the projectile hits them and then it ricochets off from the ground seems like the best way to get like a lot of damage on enemies. Even at a steel pad, this thing was like killing enemies pretty fast. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I have like a ribboned out heck, that could Kuba heck, which can fucking annihilate anybody. But even this thing, without a ribbon and without even like, especially not having a lot of damage, even this thing was doing pretty good. Like, I have, shotgun spaz, so I'm losing like a damage mod in there. So I gotta say, this thing, like the Tenet Arca Plasmor, seems pretty fucking amazing. Like, it's really good. And thankfully I got this first, because, I don't know, the other new weapon would have been better. I'm not sure. I gotta get that weapon too, but I honestly like it. That this is probably, I gotta say, the most fun shotgun now. Like Cedar was fun, but come on, man, this thing is a lot more fun. Especially with the projectile and shit, projectile ricochet shit. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I covered the build pretty well. Yeah, I think, yeah. And again, if the shotgun savvy thingy, if you still think that mod doesn't work, try to use something else. Maybe something like, prime chilling grasp or something if you want to. And if you don't want to use critical deceleration, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, or I don't know what the fuck you're on, but whatever. You could switch blunderbuss and maybe, get blaze in there, but it's not gonna be as fun. It's not gonna be fun, man. But I would say just run that critical deceleration shit, put shotgun spaz on it, and also wisdom supplies. This thing doesn't have a lot of ammo in its reserve, so you're gonna need running out of ammo a lot. So I would say put wisdom supplies in there. You could easily do it, and also, again, don't have to format 5 times. I think that's the thing that I should say for all Lich weapons. You don't have to format 5 times. I do it because I want to see that rank 40, because I don't like seeing like rank 32 or 36, because I don't know, my brain is weird. I don't know. But yeah, you don't have to rank it up all the way to the max. I think you only gotta do like 3 forma, because it comes with 2 Bs, so all you gotta put it 3 more forma in there and you're good to go. And again, I gotta say, don't have arcanes yet, still working on it, believe me. Just taking a lot of time. Actually, not a lot of time, because I've not been far. Okay, who cares? But the arcanes, that's probably gonna be really good. And I gotta say, Merciless is probably gonna be the arcane you want to run with this, because you're not gonna get a lot of headshots, and you don't want to use a melee weapon with this, because this thing is so much fucking fun. But yeah, that's the Tenet Arca Plasmor. I'm very kind of surprised, but I kind of knew that this weapon was gonna kick ass, to be honest. But yeah, that's the Tenet Arca Plasmor. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, goodbye.